Welcome back to my channel, guys. It's me, Irvin, with another manga chapter review. This is going to be on chapter 3 of A School Frozen in Time. There's only one more chapter left after this chapter on this volume. Luckily, I do have chapter 2 somewhere here. I do have, volume 2 to review for you guys, which if you haven't seen, it was in my manga haul video that I released just a few days ago. This is going to be a great story, and if you haven't seen chapter 1, chapter 2, they are out in my channel. Sorry for that, guys. Anyways, before anything else, if you have not done so by now, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Make sure you comment, like, and share. That helps so much on my video as well. We are trying to reach 4,700, and I think we can reach that in the next maybe week. So if you haven't done so, subscribe. That was going to help the channel so much. Okay, chapter 3. Now, before I start, actually, chapter 2, I had a little confusion. I thought Mitsuru was our main character, but into further looking into the actual series, I did find out that Takano is actually the one in the cover, and he's actually really the smart one, the main character. Mitsuru, even though it was like so focused on him for so long, he's not the main character. Well, I don't know. He could be. But Mitsuru is not our main guy. Our main guy is Takano, who was left behind with characters A, B, and C, who we don't know. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch chapter 2, the video, and I'll explain what's going on. So they were left behind. There was this big scream at the end of the chapter 2. So chapter 3 starts off with this group that were left behind running into first Rika, who was left in the staff room. Now, Rika doesn't know what's going on, and she's like, I don't know, we separated. So then all 5 of them go and run into Sugawara and Mizuki. Now, Sugawara and Mizuki are like in panic, and they're looking at this hallway full of blood, and everyone's like, what the heck is going on? So they go and change the blood, and they find Mitsuru's phone. And Mitsuru's phone is by itself around a lot of blood, and it says, I remember. And that's it. We don't really see much within the story, because the rest of the chapter goes into Mitsuru's kind of flashback. And there's a flashback within the flashback, which is very confusing. But in the first flashback, Mitsuru essentially is rejecting the girl that we hear about in chapter 2, which, again, like I said, it was probably important, and yes, it is. So Mitsuru is essentially in the roof, and Yamauchi, which is the girl that actually he rejected, she's there, and she's confessing herself to Mitsuru, and she's like, I want you to be my boyfriend, essentially. And Mitsuru kind of goes in this rant going like, you're too pretty for me, like, you deserve better, and you probably just want me just to kind of fill a void. And he goes on this huge rant that he really doesn't have to, but he does. And Yamauchi kind of has this, like, weird face. I could have sworn it looks like she could have killed herself with just the reactions that she was giving him. And she's rejected, like, she's just turned down, and right before she leaves, Mitsuru tries to stop her and grabs her wrist, and she noticed that Yamauchi has been cutting herself. Now, I've talked about this before in my channel, and it hits home because in high school, I had friends, and I even dated a girl who went through all this stuff, and a lot of what we see in chapter 2 hit home so hard. So Mitsuru kind of notices it, and Yamauchi just pulls back and runs away, which she doesn't know what to do. Very often that happens with people. They don't want their secret of them cutting themselves to be out in public. So Mitsuru is just shocked. He doesn't know what to do. And luckily, Mr. Sakaki is there. And we see Mr. Sakaki finally in more of a character conversate with Mitsuru. Now, we'll say, very taboo thing. Mr. Sakaki offers Mitsuru a smoke, and they smoke together. Very taboo, but oh well. It's back whenever it was okay to do that. So they're sitting there, they're smoking, and they're talking. Mitsuru's talking, and he tells him, like, I've had a girlfriend that was like that, and she was really not looking for a boyfriend. She was just looking for a distraction, and she was looking for someone to distract her from the pain that was causing her from cutting herself. And it wasn't so much that she liked him, it was that she wanted a distraction. And he talks about how he kind of felt that that was coming from Yamauchi, and from what he saw, confirmed that yes, that's what was happening. Now, again, this hits home because this obviously is something that I went through with actually multiple friends. It was not just the girl I dated, but other people that I knew that were doing it and that would try to help them. It was just, they were trying to fill a void that it was not fillable with what they were trying to fill it with. So, and we'll just stop there, I guess, with a personal story. And then Mitsuru goes into a flashback within his flashback when he's even younger, a little kid, and essentially he goes over the whole pain of seeing a cat die. Like, he rescues a cat, the cat dies, and he kind of compares that to he doesn't want to help and nurture a friend if they're just gonna end up dying. And gosh, that is a hit in the heart. Mitsuru's right. Mitsuru is perfectly right, and it's a good fear. A lot of people fear this, but at the same time, Yamauchi needed help, and Mitsuru was running away from what he could have done. And Mitsuru, in his conversation with Sakaki, essentially is feeling crummy. And I think Mr. Sakaki avoids the true issue behind the entire thing, and focuses on telling Mitsuru that he shouldn't feel bad, that Mitsuru is a good guy, that he's going to be a great person when he grows up, and he kind of avoids the whole Yamauchi situation. And Mr. Sakaki, I don't know if he does this on purpose and wanting to eventually help Yamauchi in the side, but avoids that whole issue and kind of cheers Mitsuru up. And that is, I believe, the entire chapter. He wakes up, and all we see at the end is the scene, just blood in a room. Now, we don't see himself alive, so I don't know if Mitsuru is actually dead. Like I said in my previous chapter review, this could be a series where people die, and we have people dying left and right every 2 chapters. I know there's only 4 volumes out, and that's the entire series. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but personally, I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm excited to see what happens in chapter 4, and then continuing to chapter 5, and so on and so forth. I do have up to chapter 8, which is nice. It's half of the series, but I don't have volume 3 and volume 4. Hopefully I can find them and buy them, but for now, we'll see. Thank you guys so much for watching this. Again, this is a great series to review chapter by chapter because there's so much in just one chapter. And the volume itself starts with a very good notice that I haven't even done in these chapters, but I do want to say it right here, especially if you're watching up to this point. This does refer to suicide. There's a lot of references to suicide, and if you are someone it has suicidal thoughts or feelings, you're not alone, and there is help out there. There's definitely help out there. There's the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline that you guys can talk to, which is 1-800-273-8255. Call that number if you have those thoughts. Again, I love this series. Great story, but I do realize, and like I said, a lot of stuff is hitting home for some of these characters. It's true problems, true issues, mental health that is happening today. So if you are going through that stuff, there is help out there. Hopefully my videos help you guys. Let me know if you guys want any more of A School Frozen in Time. I will actually review chapter 4, and then we'll see from there if I continue or not. But for now, thank you guys for subscribing, for liking, sharing, I'll see you next time. Like always, don't be strangers. Bye, guys.